very good morning to all the eminent dignitaries and research scholar present over here. I am Rajat, a PhD research scholar at Sri Satya Sai University, Sihor, Madhya Pradesh, India. First of all, I would like to thank my supervisor, Dr. Abhilasha Pathak ma'am, for guiding me throughout this research paper and also for being the co-author of this paper. I would also like to express my gratitude towards the organizers, panelists, coordinators for providing me this opportunity to present my research paper in front of you all. As you can see on the screen, the title of my research paper is A Study of Gender Stereotypes in Gender Inequality. The keywords in this research paper are gender, discrimination, inequality, feminism, sexes, equality, and more. So let us begin with the introduction part. We are said to be the people of modern age where we understand our rights and enjoy our freedom. But is this the real case? As we all live in a society or a community of people where we are expected to be someone in a framework of that particular community based guidelines. In simple, we can define a stereotype as a particular type of person. Similarly, in the case of gender, a gender stereotype is something that categorizes a person as a male or female or other just on the way they act, behave or handle their personality, as every gender is expected to act or behave according to their defined gender, and if he or she fails to do so, it acts as a platform for gender inequality, otherwise called as gender discrimination. In simple, if I define what gender inequality is, we can define gender inequality as a situation which defines that men and women are not equal, or when unequal treatment is given to a person based on their gender or sex. And what gender stereotype is? Gender stereotype in simple is how a man or woman are expected to behave, ask, speak and conduct themselves based on their sexes. In this research paper, we will try to understand gender stereotypes and their impact on gender inequality. How this expectation of society from a person, either he can be a male or female, he or she can be a male or a female, is creating a strong platform for gender discrimination. The research question, my research question during this study was, what are the common gender stereotypes faced by women in Indian society and how this is leading to gender discrimination? The objective of this study, data and the methodology of this research paper are given here. The research paper is focused on discrimination that women face in their daily life because they are frequently viewed as low skilled in many works and are frequently given tasks that men refuse to complete. In this statement, I clearly defined how stereotype is affecting women in their daily life. Also, random sampling is utilized to gather the data which will then be analyzed to determine the outcome. Analysis of the data. The quantitative value of 1 reflects the value of satisfaction and the pool result is utilized for analysis. The collected data is evaluated on the basis of 1 point for yes, giving the qualitative data a quantitative value. In order to perform the research survey, 20 ladies from a chosen organizations were asked 10 questions. So in this analysis of data and research methodology, what I did, I prepared a questionnaire with 10 questions which includes the question from personal qualities, domestic habits, jobs and physical characteristics. I will further explain them individually, but for now, random sampling was used to pick 20 ladies from an organization and I asked them 10 questions and each question each answer was given a value of 1, and based on the repetition I have calculated the I have created the table and calculated the graph and all. So here is the result of the collected data. Based on personality traits from 20, among 20 women, 16 agreed that they face discrimination based on personality traits. Similarly, for domestic habits, 18 women, for jobs 15, and physical characteristics 14. Now, before going further, I would also like to describe what are these 4 characteristics I have used in this research. In personality traits, men are typically supposed to be assertive and self-assured, whereas women are frequently seen as accommodative or emotional. So these are the personality traits which reflects a personality of a person. Second is domestic habits. We all know that women are expected to take care of kids, take care of homes, whereas men or males are expected to take care of finances, their vehicles, cars, etc. So all this comes under domestic habits. Jobs. Gender inequality or gender discrimination can be seen directly uh, in the fields, when the jobs are classified, I should say. Uh, Nurses and teachers are women are mostly expected to be nurses and teachers, whereas engineers, pilots, and doctors, all these are expected to be men. Men are expected to be engineers, doctors, and pilots. Fourth one is physical characteristics. We all know that men are expected to be more muscular, having a macho looking personality, whereas women are expected to be soft, gentle, more graceful, I guess. So these were the parameters I used to ask questions, which includes with an intention to get an idea about gender inequality based on these parameters from the respondents, selected respondents. And the graph represents the same. Among 20 women, 16 women agreed that they faced gender discrimination based on their personality traits. The another graph represents domestic habits, similarly for job and physical characteristics. Below are given the result and discussion. The study of data makes it evidently evident that gender discrimination against women in the society is strongly based on the previously mentioned characteristics. Secondly, we can plainly tell from the responses on the experience in daily life and their encounters with prejudice that males in the society and at work have the same mentality and are unwilling to change even the most blatant sign of gender discrimination. Uh, in simple, women are facing gender inequality or gender discrimination based on these parameters in their daily life, and now this has become a norm. This has become a normal part of their life. Secondly, these responses are totally based on the experiences of women who face gender discrimination in their daily life, and this reflects that the men in the house are same and having the same mentality with the male or men's these women are working with. So there is no difference in the mentality. This also reflects the upbringing and also the understanding of the males or men's, or how sensitive they are towards gender discrimination. So to conclude, We can see that gender stereotypes are rigid idea about characteristics and behaviors of women and men. They are often based on outdated information and can be harmful to both men and women. In conclusion, to conclude, I can say that based on the experiences and defined parameters, we can see that yes, women are facing gender discrimination, gender inequality based on gender stereotypes, as they are expected to be someone, and this someone, the parameter, the guideline of this someone is defined by the society, not by the women themselves. This is what gender stereotype is. A woman is expected to be a teacher, she is expected to be a nurse, but it's hard to digest that a woman can be a CEO and a mother at the same time. A woman can be muscular, she can be a bodybuilder, and can take care of her house, homes, husband, etc. She can manage her finances, she can own a car, but all this is against stereotypes. So, whenever a woman or a man, gender discrimination can happen with anyone. Whenever a man or woman stand against the social construct, they face discrimination, they face inequality, and hence we can say that gender stereotype plays a very important role for creating a platform for gender inequality. But what can be done to promote gender equality? Here are 3 points. Increase the number of women in leadership positions. We should pay attention towards increasing the number of women candidates for leadership positions. And this is not only at work, but also at home, in classrooms, etc. So that we can create an environment for everyone, targeting patriarchy, that yes, women do have leadership qualities and can handle the situation just like a man. Secondly, providing training and education on gender inequality to employees. It is very necessary to provide training to the employees to tackle the situation of gender stereotypes. And third, organization can create policies and procedures that promote gender equality and discourage gender stereotypes. There should be policies and procedures to promote gender equality, and there should be no gender stereotype. We live, as in starting I said, we live in a democratic country, we are free, but why we are in chains? Because our mentality is making us to be in jail, cage. We are limited by our own thoughts, and this is what this research paper is all about. There is an impact of gender stereotypes and gender inequality, and inequality and equality is a right of everyone. Thank you.